Hello. Since you're my first person, welcome. Can you hear me okay? Mark 7, Demi 167. Can you hear me okay? If someone else is on the live, if you can let me know, can you hear me okay? Am I talking too loud? Not loud enough? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, so I have to admit that this is my first legit time going live on YouTube. And I've been live on TikTok a couple of times, but so I'm still learning this software. So I just ask for your patience and a little bit of grace. I guess I just should start out by introducing myself. My name is Dion, and thank you so much for viewing my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I actually became a travel agent about a month ago. It's probably something that I should have always been doing because I've always enjoyed booking my own travel and booking travel for friends and family. And since I am getting older and looking more towards retirement, and also just traveling in general, I'm always one to be looking for a great deal. And even if it's not something that I can take advantage of myself, if maybe a friend or a family member told me about a time that they wanted to take a trip to a certain area and I come across something, the first thing that I'm doing is reaching out to them and letting them know so that they can try to book an amazing trip at an amazing deal. You can, if you review, if you are someone who is returning and you've had an opportunity to look at my previous videos, you will see that I do a little bit of everything. I do resort travel, I do a lot of cruising, and I'm also one who's big on road trips. So you'll see in some of my newer content where I am reviewing RVs, where I'm hoping to get into that more than likely in 2028, 2029. Um, but I also do destination travels, for resorts, flying. I've traveled as the only adult in the party of with my nieces and nephew when they were younger, and also as teenagers and little young adults. And then I do a lot of traveling with my mom and my sister and my favorite auntie, and we call ourselves the Core Four. Because sometimes life gets in the way and we're not able to travel the way that we want, but when we can, we do it together. Number one, because we know how the other travels, and that's important when you're traveling. You have to know who you're traveling with, and you have to understand, you know, who these people are when they travel. Then the other thing is we all have, a lot of the similar interest in places that we want to go. And typically I'll find a trip and I'll call and or send out a text message and say, "Hey, I found this trip at this price." And we divide our cabins for cruises, even though it might say first and second person sale at this rate and third and fourth person sale at this rate. We all but probably one or two times we just divided by the number of adults in the cabin, and so we're all paying an even amount. It makes it cheaper on everyone and gives us the ability to travel more than maybe what we would have done if we were just working with our own individual budgets, if that makes sense. And so I decided to a little bit of urging from friends and again my favorite auntie who said you should become a travel agent. Number one, so I can get paid for the travel that I'm booking, and number two, maybe get some access to some deals that we necessarily wouldn't have been able to get if we hadn't gone through a travel agent, because I tend to be the one who's booking the travel, making the arrangements, and there's only so much that I actually have access to. So definitely looking forward to this new journey. Just to let you know how this channel is going to work, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not full service travel agent at this time. It's just me. But what I'm going to be doing is coming on live at 6 p.m. Not sure of all of the dates yet, but I'm on now. And then, of course, I'll also be on tomorrow night. And what I will do is I will comb through different websites, and I will find deals that are sailing within a 30-day time period. I'm starting with 30 days. I'm not really sure if you all know, but travel agents don't get paid until after you have completed a trip. And so I figure if I get some 30 days trips booked, and see if this is something that's popular, then I'll know to keep on going with this particular niche. If not, um maybe looking at something different. But the age group that I'm really looking to service can be any age, but I definitely like working with people who already kind of know what it is that they want to do. For me, sometimes the price that I'm going to be able to give you will be better than what you can get yourself. But sometimes it might be the same exact price. So, what's going to make me different? Well, what makes me different is that if I book your trip, then within 60 days of the end of your trip, I will actually send you an Amazon e-gift card. And those can range anywhere from $5 to $100, depending on how much your trip is before any taxes, fees, insurance, any of that is concerned. And so, yes, as a travel agent, I'm going to make a dollar, but guess what? You're going to make a dollar as well. So that is what I would like to do for my customers. And so what we are doing today, since this is my first live, I'm going to go ahead and explain how the process will work. So I will find a deal that's about 30 days out, and then I will post that information. And what I'll do is I'll go live. You will actually be able to see the itinerary, and you'll also be able to see the actual price. I will be offering flex pay. I am approved to offer flex pay, but I haven't booked anything through it yet, and I don't want to do that on this inaugural for this particular live, but I will be offering flex pay in the future. But these cruises, they will require full payment. And so what will take place is I will give you a word of the day. And I'm going to put the word of the day in the chat. So the word of the day is boarding. Boarding. You can find it there in the chat. I know sometimes boarding, boredom, but listen, let's make it easy, right? So the word of the day is boarding. What you will now need to do is to send an email to me, which is destinationswithdion@gmail.com. So it is my YouTube username at gmail.com. And put boarding in the subject line. When you put boarding in the subject line, I will send you a document that you will need to fill out and get back to me. It's going to ask you for your name, it's going to ask for your address, your telephone number, your email address, your country of residence. And once you fill that information out for each guest in the room and you send that, I'm so sorry. Hold on a second. So once you send me boarding in the subject line, that's when I send you the document. You fill out the document and then you send the document back to me. I will go ahead and put that information into the system, and then you will get a direct link from the cruise company that I'm using. For this particular cruise, this one is on Carnival, and it is a 4-day cruise from Baja, Mexico to Long Beach. And you will actually have stops out on Catalina Island and Ensenada. And it's a 4-day cruise. And that's Monday, May the 11th, 2026 through Friday, May 15th, 2026. And right now, you can get a guaranteed balcony stateroom. That means you won't find out where your room is until you get closer to the cruise. You could be actually boarding the ship and not be told just yet. So you have to be when doing these last minute deals, you have to kind of be that person who can just kind of roll with the punches, right? Because sometimes the biggest thing is just getting on the boat. You don't necessarily really care where your room is. You don't care if it's got an obstructed view. You're just getting on the ship at an inexpensive price. And for some people, and a lot of times, and for me myself, sometimes I have done that. I have done a couple of rooms where the cruise company has chosen my room for me. And it was really because the price was just so cheap. And it was just like, why not? Right? At least I'm on the boat. So if you're that kind of traveler, if you are, retired, or you just know, hey, I've got that time off, and I've got the $568 to spend, which actually does cover for 2 guests. That does not include your gratuities. Your gratuities are extra at $128, which, you're dividing that by 2 people. And then you can also add vacation protection for $98. But if it's a trip that you know that you want to take, and you've been kind of looking at it and you've been thinking, oh, I might do it, I might not do it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Then just go ahead and just let me be your agent of choice, because I'm going to get you booked, and then I'm going to have the link. They're going to send the link to you for payment. You make your payment. And then another good thing is to be app savvy. You need to be app savvy, because you're going to be completing your boarding and your check-in. You're either going to be doing it from the app or from the Carnival website. So you'll definitely want to be the type of person who, like I said, you're just looking for someone to help you find some place to go, and you're ready to go, and you've got it from here. Of course, I'm here for basic questions, and if there are issues, especially if there's an issue that I caused, I'm 100% here for that. But like most Americans who are, or most people who are doing travel agency as a second job, it is a second job, right? Of course, I'm going to enjoy earning commission on it, but I don't get that until after the trip. So, um, And but you, like I said, you are going to also earn something from the deal each time. So I plan on doing this is how I plan on doing with the Amazon gift cards. That's going to be you don't get that just for being a first time person who is sailing with me. Um, as long as I'm offering that, you would get that every single time you completed a trip with me. It does go to the lead person in the room. So whoever's name is on the form first, that's the email address that's going to receive the gift card. And so you'll definitely want to make sure that if you're the person who's running the show for the cabin and you want that gift card, that your name is first on the documents that you fill out. Of course, I also have the fine print, the terms and conditions, but it is based on the cost of the room before you add any extras. So, if this is something that you're interested in, please send me an email with boarding in the subject line, and let me go ahead and get this deal out to you. So I'm not able to see how many people we have in the room. I do see some comments. Um, Looks like everybody's ready for some good deals. So tell me what you all think about this. What do you think about if you've been here before? What do you think about my channel? What do you think about this idea? Is this something that you could see yourself using in the future? Joining in tomorrow and taking a look to see what I have to offer then? Let me know. I'm definitely open to constructive criticism, and I know that sometimes it can be good here on the internet and sometimes it can be bad here on the internet. But let me know what you think. Is anyone still there? Oh no. Thank you so much for your reply. You can also let me know if you like this format by giving me a like here. Don't forget to subscribe and sign up for alerts. And again, all comments are appreciated. I read each one and I also respond. So let me know if you have any questions. So I have a question. Has anyone sailed with Carnival before? If so, what was your experience? Oh, and another thing, I hit 100,000 views yesterday. And so I actually also started a giveaway. So go to my community page and check out the giveaway, the terms and conditions for it, because I will be giving away a brand new Ring doorbell camera, which I think that they are good, just cameras in general, right? Especially if you travel a lot, you definitely want to be able to log in, see what's going on at your house. I know that there have been some like issues, some privacy issues, and I'm not here to debate that. But definitely, having something that's helping you to keep an eye on your place while you're away, your pets, things like that. I think is very, very, very important. And so I am giving away that Ring doorbell camera on the 15th. No purchase required. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and go to that community post and definitely. Um, just follow the terms and conditions for getting signed up for that giveaway. Okay, all right, Linda. I see that you're ready for a great deal closer on the East Coast. Okay, all right. So, I can definitely do that. I can definitely take that as one of the options. Let me ask, do you want to go out of Florida or New York, Virginia? Um, what would be your favorite port? Florida or Virginia? Okay. All right. I will definitely look for some deals. Definitely will. Thank you for your reply. All right, so I am going to stay on for another 5 minutes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Um, oh, now with Carnival, you can add, a drink package um, to this. And I will tell you kind of what my feelings are when it comes to things like that. So typically, when I travel, I don't like to spend a lot of money once I'm on the boat. Like once I'm on the boat, I'm looking at my gratuities. And sometimes, I might do like a spa treatment, something like that, right? I might treat myself. But for the most part, when I get on the ship, I don't like to spend any money. I used to spend a lot of money on things like pictures and then bringing home a lot of gifts. Now, when alcohol was really, at good deals where we used to go to the Bahamas on Carnival cruises, and we could get, a nice sized bottle of Absolute for like $11.75, like super cheap. And then after COVID, it seems like all the pricing just kind of just shot up. And to me, the prices aren't as good as what they used to be, which is fine because I don't drink like I used to drink. So that's probably a good thing. But I find that if you get on the boat and if you don't have another dime to your name, you can still have a good time, right? Because you can get your food, you can get your, the drinks that they serve at dinner, they pour you some water or, their unsweetened tea. And you can just use sugar packs. There are just certain things that you really don't have to worry about if if you really need a budget friendly trip or you just need to get on the boat. Cruising is definitely the way that you can do that and have so many different things included that you're really not wanting for anything unless you're just maybe wanting something, different. But, knowing that you can get your breakfast and you can go to the buffet and they have a lot of free restaurants, you have the main dining room. You don't have to worry about, if you can't do the specialty dining, right? They have room service and room service you're paying for every time unless you're doing the continental breakfast and you make the call from your stateroom. You're not paying anything, extra if you do it that way. So if you're just like super budget friendly and you think, oh, I'll have to spend a lot of money, you don't have to spend a lot of money once you get on the boat. You just have to be very, very disciplined. If you think that you're going to put away 6 drinks or more, then I would say, definitely get the package because at that point you're just wasting money if you don't get the package, especially for a 4-day cruise. But don't feel like you can't have fun without the alcohol. Don't think that you just have to spend that money if it's not something that's in your budget because you don't. You can definitely make do without. You can also bring a bottle of wine. Um, Anyone in the stateroom who is 21 years or older is allowed to have one bottle of wine. My last cruise was a 15-day cruise on Princess. You'll find that on my channel as well. And I took 2 bottles. The boyfriend went with me, but he doesn't drink like that. So I basically had 2 bottles of wine, and it literally lasted me the whole 2 weeks. We did have some additional drinks, but it was while we were on land, not while we were on the ship. And we didn't spend any additional money on alcohol on the ship. Although Princess does have really great packages, which I'm quite sure you'll see me book some deals with them as well. And their packages are top tier, top tier. But again, with Carnival, yes, you can go on, you can have fun. You don't have to spend, any additional money if you don't have it or if you just don't want to spend it, right? Sometimes you just don't want to spend it. You don't have to. You can have a good time without it. So, um, all right, it is 6:30, so that is my time for this evening. If you are interested in this deal, I'm actually showing that the code ends to oh, actually no, I think this one ends sometime today. So anyway, if you didn't get a chance to get in and get on this deal tonight, that is okay. I will be on tomorrow night with another deal. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, please don't hesitate to leave them here for me. And again, if you are interested in booking this deal, send an email to me at destinationswithdion@gmail.com with the word boarding. If you do not receive a reply from me, which I will always try to reply, but if it will either be because the deal is already closed, or it could be that there just wasn't any more inventory at this price. Because I'm not, price haggling or anything like that. The price is the price. So, if you are interested in booking this deal, please let me know. You all have a great evening. Travel safe, and don't forget, when fun is your destination, the possibilities are endless. Have a good night. We'll see you here tomorrow.